I don't know. I was going...
What?
It's just scary, but it's...
Cheese?
more dryly sardonic.
Mocking you with its eye holes.
Pumpkin.
Seems sad and full of self-loathing.
Wild start. Okay.
I was just thinking about the life of a pumpkin. Then someone comes along, cuts you open, and rips your guts out.
Oh no.
Tomorrow night's second annual Halloween screening.
Okay, Halloween.
Prepare to have your spines tingled and your...
Leave my spine alone.
tag along to some fraternity.
You can come.
Okay.
She's still suffering a little post-Parker depression.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to smack that guy?
Yeah, let's go. Team up. Bring the screwdriver. Mate, there are very few issues coffee can't solve. Just, do you know what I mean? Wow, she is not even phased, is she?
Jeez, that hurt.
Buddy, you can't do that.
What's wrong with you, lady?
You jumped out of her.
That's what I'd like to know.
Nothing. Okay, that's fair. Fine, we're on a journey to recover from it.
I just feel like I've plateaued, Wicca-wise.
Oh, you're still going though? Good.
What's the next level?
Transmutation, conjuring,
Oh god.
forth something from nothing.
You gotta relax though.
Close to the primal forces.
You know, if it's too much, don't do it.
Nice advice.
What kind of encouragement is that?
This isn't encourage me talk. Magic.
Ooh, didn't encourage her, did you?
Where's supportive boyfriend guy?
Picking up your dry cleaning, but he told me to tell you he's afraid you're gonna get hurt.
A Caesar? Backstabby?
That's a banana, Willow.
I know what it's like to have power you can't control.
Yeah.
Every time I start to wolf out, I touch something deep, dark.
Interesting.
Whatever you decide, I'll back your play.
Nice.
I kind of like him worrying anyway.
It's gonna be Parker, innit? Oh, what a jerk. What a loser.
Don't let jerky Parker chase you away.
That's what I said.
I'll double check with Giles. He doesn't care about Halloween.
Okay. What an outfit.
My God.
Hey, life after the Watchers, he's got time. He's got time to discover himself. We are seeing every single time he comes back into it, he's doing something new. I mean, you could read that as unfocused, sure. He's kind of, wallowing about, like, what do I like? What can I do, But I feel like he is just opening himself up to new things, which I quite like, to be honest.
As my watcher's duties took precedence, I simply hadn't taken
Yes.
time to embrace its inherent charms.
Exactly.
It's alive!
I love this, mate, for you. This is awesome. You are kind of seeing it all the way through the show, too, because we had, was it last episode, the one before? Last episode, where he got the TV. And they were like, oh, that's our character. He's doing like all sorts of things. Even Giles, right? He's been through this period of great change. Kind of goes under the radar, actually. But he's kind of mirroring all of the journeys and, the journeys Buffy's going through. Not quite in the same way, but a period of change. Adjusting to it. And I suppose we're seeing, the reflection of an adult in that place where he is just embracing everything. He's exploring. He is just going, yes, I will try it. Let's go. You know what I mean? Whereas I think it's quite a nice coupling between Buffy and him, right? This young person going through it and kind of struggling and having a little bit of a setback. And every time we come to him, he's got something new. He's got this going on. Look at that little face. He's happy. He's a happy little boy. We love that for him. But yeah, it's kind of interesting getting those two kind of contrasted.
Little likelihood of any supernatural activity tonight. Sure you don't want one?
That is a big bowl. Goddamn. Okay, he went all out. Mate, I'm not gonna lie to you. I lock that door and I eat that to myself. Yeah, is this a haunted house, horror house thing gonna be... turn a bit real?
Bearing spiders.
No.
You want me to call Oz? He can probably hook us up.
Oz?
You wanted a symbol to paint upstairs? Something mystical.
Oh, no. No. What does it do? Anya?
Anya?
It's funny how I can predict it now.
Your Uncle Rory let me in.
Let's talk. Come on.
You said you were over me.
And you just accepted that? I only said that because I thought that's what you wanted to hear.
No.
I tend to hear the actual words people say and accept them at face value.
That's stupid.
Yeah. No, it's not stupid.
I accept that.
No, it's not. Okay. Lot to unpack there.
I can't say seeing you falls into the realm of a bad thing.
Okay, good. You just need to go a bit slower, Anya.
Maybe we could go out tonight for our anniversary.
Of what?
It's been exactly 1 week since we copulated.
No.
Already have plans with Buffy, Willow, and Oz. It's Halloween, you know.
Come along,
I don't understand.
teacher.
Immortals dress up in masks.
Oh, no, I understand that inane ritual. It's those people.
What?
And you continue to associate with them, though you share little in common.
Oh, because of the college thing?
The bonds of true friendships transcends... Could we just change the...
No, keep going, mate. Have confidence.
If you want, you can come with me tonight to this party.
Yes, we got there.
Like a date?
Why not?
Are we dating?
It's just a date. It's just a... It doesn't
There are
have... Okay.
definitely date-like qualities at work here.
A costume?
Something scary.
Oh, God, it's going to be horrific, isn't it? And I can't wait.
You, ex-demon, terrorized mankind for centuries.
Go as yourself.
Come up with something.
Like, you know, scary face self, I mean.
Excuse me, Professor Welsh.
What was that look? What the f...
Couldn't make it to class for personal reasons.
Right. I count 4 limbs, a head, no visible scarring, so I assume you're
Oh, you're one of them. Okay.
threatening accident of any kind, and
Is that what it takes for you?
you've got problems, solve them on your own time.
Don't like you.
Class and you're out.
I don't like you.
She means it, you know.
No, I believe you.
I can't remember the last time I saw your hand up.
Does stretching count?
I like this guy. I like that he keeps coming back into it, actually, because, yeah, that first time we saw him, very nice. Very nice young man. Seems, do you know what I mean? She needs a golden retriever. He's got the energy.
Too much fun or not enough?
Both, actually.
You just gotta keep your priorities. Professor Welsh is worth your time.
Nice, yeah. Refocus, prioritize.
It's Halloween. What, you're not gonna dress up and go party?
I have a lot of work to do.
I really like this. It's stressing that Buffy doesn't yet have that balance I was talking about in earlier episodes. She needs to learn to take the weight of the world off her shoulders once in a while to be able to do what she needs to do. This gets revisited later in Willow and Buffy arguing and speaks to a possibility of a reshuffling of the Scoobies.
I may be out of line here, and it's not really my business, but you seem like the kind of person who makes things really hard on themselves. But hey, there is some good scary fun to be had on campus tonight.
I like him, but I like Campus. I saw Campus on the screen, but I liked Parker is what I meant. Hey, I do quite like how his name quickly went out of my brain. I love that. I liked Parker, so I don't trust it. I don't trust myself. That's not true. I don't trust this show. It's not on me. Okay. I absolve myself for responsibility. Yeah, you're right. That's how it works.
Thanks for the pep talk, Coach.
Don't make fun. I worked long and hard to get this pompous. You're welcome.
Nice, Buffy. Hey, do you know what? You maybe do just need to step back for a little bit, get your head down, stay focused on the things that, you know, you can control. And yeah, hey, put boys aside for a little bit. That's fine too. Try girls. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's an interesting little design.
Okay, clock it, mate. Thank you.
Mean.
No clue. A lot of really cool stuff in there about...
Ooh, grapes.
Xander, okay. We were close there.
Wow, peeled.
To be honest, though,
Okay.
peeled grapes? That's crazy. Who peeled those? That's... No. Who... Okay. To be fair, this is a next level party. I was going to say, actually, I would be also bewitched by a bowl of grapes. Like a huge bowl of grapes. Love a grape. I'll be honest with you. It's weird, though. I like to peel them. I know that's supposed to be like a posh thing. But also, it feels weird in my mouth. I'm not used to it. Do you know what I mean? And it's not just the feel. It's not just the mouth feel, mate. It's the fact that someone has like painstakingly put their fingers all over it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, did we rinse the grapes afterwards? I don't know. There are a few things in life you can trust less than a bowl full of peeled grapes.
Blindfold chicks. Have them put their hands in the bowl and tell them it's eyeball.
Great, so they're getting more fingered.
And here I was wasting time buying them flowers and complimenting them on their shoes.
Xander being the positive masculinity here. Interesting.
Oh, Xander's a civilian.
Oh, you don't like that? Being exposed?
Us?
Cut myself.
No, don't drip blood on the...
It's fun.
Cool.
Not safe.
Fun. Okay. What have we summoned? No. No. Right. So it turns them all real. And that's where they all end up. Okay.
Thanks again for doing this at the last minute.
Good job you're going to the party, mate.
There. Try it now.
Red Riding Hood?
Oh, your father loved to take you out.
He wanted the candy. I was just the beard.
Hey, I can respect it.
Your father loved spending time with you.
Not enough, I guess. Starting to feel like there's a pattern here.
Oh, and you're identifying yourself as the issue.
Open your heart to someone and he bails on you. Maybe it's easier to just not let anyone in.
Oh, damn. Mother?
I thought it might be easier.
But...
I don't think I made a single new friend the year we moved to Sunnydale.
Why not?
Fear.
Name of the episode, Fear Itself.
It's taken time and a lot of effort, but I've got a nice circle of friends now.
Nice. Happy for you, man.
I'm still a little gun shy.
Yeah.
Only didn't help that my last boyfriend turned out to be a homicidal robot.
Yeah, that'll do it, man.
I'll always be here for you. Mr. Giles and your friends.
Yeah. Bless Buffy. She has been through a lot, and there's a reason she feels that way. I think I'm getting old, you know. I'm looking at that and I'm like, who's going to clean that up? Because that is a job, man.
Yeah, Buffy said she was coming, but I haven't seen her.
Beautiful costume.
I saw you flirting with her.
Do we have to do this every time?
I love that he's dressed as a lobster while he's having that conversation. No, God.
Hey, Red.
Oh, nice. Hello, sir.
Basket, little girl.
Weapons,
Nice.
just in case.
Yeah, stake somebody.
Bond. James Bond.
Where's your martini?
Insurance, you know, in case we get turned into our costumes again. I'm going for...
Amazing. Do you know what? I like how you're thinking.
Medieval will.
Hail, ye old.
What's Oz come as? Oz?
Close relationship with God.
And you are?
Ah.
I could have been God.
Oh, God. Literally. Oz becomes... Okay. Okay. Hi.
Oh, yeah, I, invited Anya
What
to...
is that? Come on, show me her costume. Amazing. Oh, God. Dear Lord. Uh-oh. Thank God you took that off, mate. I'll be honest with you. Great, so they are literally walking into a house of horrors, okay. Jeez. Ah, mate. Dude, Oz, you were so quick there. You had no hesitation. That was awesome.
Okay, that is not sanitary.
You know, let's get to the party.
Mate, you lose one that's that big, I leave. That was a real, like, do you know what I mean? I'm out there. I'm done. I'm done, mate. Absolutely done.
Are you sure it's off?
Yeah.
Nah, if you can't identify it, mate, it's somewhere. You can't trust anything.
What is it?
Blood.
I love that she can tell that. Of course she can, but...
Do you hear something?
Slayer senses a tingling.
Squeaking noise?
Oh, it's these rented shoes.
Oh. Yeah, I love how Buffy immediately kicked into gear there.
Rubber. It's made of rubber.
Okay, so it is
Going on here?
Look,
turning stuff back. Really? Oh, man. I mean, you do look spectacular, but I did think you were going to come as something. Like, it was either one end of the spectrum or the other, wasn't it?
Xander.
Cool. Oh, bless her. Oh, that's very sweet. Yeah, in her and Xander, there's a cute relationship and we can figure it out. I believe in him. You know, she's just got to take it a little slower and Xander's got to be a bit more honest and forward and confident.
Thank the Lord.
You're welcome.
We don't know what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Sounds like a hissing.
Gas.
Yeah. Noise?
Is it a bear? Gas or a bear? Those are my guesses, mate. And I'll be honest with you, they're two very different things.
God. I'm sorry.
Damn. He might have farted, you don't know. Kind of a creepy episode. I like it.
Chaz, what happened here?
Oh. Nice.
I think the cape took most of it.
let me see.
Nice. What a cape, huh? I love the symbology here. Joy made the cape the focus of the episode is fear. And I think that lovely scene we had with the conversation between them showed us her mum protecting her, offering guidance, love, support. The cape is a talisman of that, and having it in this moment protect Buffy from this manifestation of fear represents figures like Joy acting as a buffer in this world to those fears, and how effective that can be.
Cowering in a closet is starting to seem like a reasonable plan.
Is that her uniform from when she was like season 3, episode 1? The restaurant, the diner?
You guys find a way out of the house and use it.
You're telling us to run away and leave you behind?
We need the only person that can make sense of what's happening.
Chilesy boy. Amazing. Do you know what, mate? You and me, like this.
Just a minute.
Don't answer it, mate. There's more chocolate for you if you don't.
Hot be hot.
Xander's in trouble. You've got to do something.
She came here. Amazing.
Where's Buffy and the others?
Oh, they're trapped too, but we've got to save Xander.
She vanished from the window.
No, the window vanished from the house.
Matter of reality distortion. Like a...
Immediately on board. I love it.
Oh, never mind. I just need to get some supplies together.
I love how, like, quickly on board we all are now.
At least he's amongst friends.
Yeah. And I love his confidence as well in how they're all going to be fine, you know.
Can't do my job if I have to worry about each of your safety.
It's not your decision.
Gotta disagree with you there.
Oh, hello, leader.
Being the Slayer doesn't automatically make you boss. As lost as the rest of us.
Not completely unfair.
Okay, your basic spells are usually only about 50-50.
Well, so's your face. I'm not your sidekick.
Well,
Okay, we're dealing with it. The hierarchy.
Maybe Willow's overreacting. I'm sure part of it's because of how you've been pushing away girl lately. But now's not the time to let that stuff tear us apart.
Hey, beautiful man.
Is I'm right with you, right by your side.
He's been so mature this episode. Everything that he's kind of said has been like genuinely really mature. And it's been quite nice to see. He's been the voice of reason.
Xander?
Funny how you still haven't lost your sense of inappropriate.
Oh, Xander's gone?
Xander, where did you go?
What? Oh no, he's invisible.
So typical of him.
Rude.
Buffy!
You're a ghost, mate, I think.
Buffy didn't find stairs, no sir.
I think you guys are thinking clearly.
Uh-oh. I do click in a little bit about what's going on here, but I did miss how it's also Buffy's fear to lose her friends and how this fear causes her argument with Willow, as well, of course, as Willow's fear of being on the sidelines being similarly amplified by the house to cause friction between them. It goes to show how a lot of conflict between us as humans really has its root in fear for something, and some of settling conflict is confronting that fear in ourselves. Damn, dude.
But you can't. There's no moon tonight.
I have to get away.
Fair.
I can do the guiding spell. I know I can make it work.
Okay, so sorry, I needed to record a little bit of a section here because the line that we just got from Willow really kind of made something click into place for me that I think is a little subtler. It was kind of something that triggered everything coming together in this episode in regard to Willow. So I started actually typing out a whole text section here. So I'll just read out what I got and then talk a little bit about also some of the other things in the episode that I think are showing us as the audience actually how this is something that's on Willow's mind, something under the surface, some insecurity. So in this moment here, Willow so badly to the detriment of all else wants to provide the solution to the problem of Oz and the werewolf thing, right? Almost coldly. You know, Oz is kind of saying, it's too late, we got to do this, I got to go, I got to leave. And yeah, sure, right, okay, Willow's acting through empathy and a care for him and wants to provide a solution because of that, but also I feel like it pushes to the point that is past normal actually, and to me it spoke to this thing of her, like I say, to the detriment of all else, wanting to be the one who provides the solution. And I think that's what we saw with the argument as well in Buffy. Like, she wants to be valuable. She doesn't want to be a sidekick. She almost wants to be, you know, for lack of a better phrase, the main character. Earlier in the episode, and I did kind of cut it out because it didn't really go anywhere, it didn't really do anything, and I didn't really comment on it so much, but there's a little bit of it where she's talking about Caesar, like she makes a reference, Brutus, all this stuff, stabbing the back, the banana thing, and people aren't really getting the reference, right? I think even Oz didn't particularly. And it is this thing of she's a bit of a fish out of water. And it's like I started writing this out, and then my mind started to trace back to the banana thing, the Brutus, the Caesar. And then it started to trace back to, okay, the decision that she made. I think I talk about it later, of what she did coming here. You know, all of that opportunity that she gave up to come to Sunnydale High, all of, you know, Oxford, Harvard, whatever. All of this opportunity, all of the kind of potential that she had. And I think this episode is showing me that there's a fear in Willow that it has untapped potential, and she's scared that that's going to go nowhere. She's scared that she's just a sidekick. She's scared that she's plateaued in her witchcraft, that she's not capable of more, you know, which is all I feel like being shown in this episode. Right, and I think what I was going to talk about was this idea of her, and I think maybe I do touch on it later, of her feeling inadequate, right? And that fear of being inadequate. But I think it goes deeper. I think it does with the Caesar stuff and the kind of filling out a place. People aren't really getting her. I think she's starting to, inside herself, to question, did I make the right choice? Am I squandering myself here? Am I just a sidekick? You know, because at the end of the day, in the makeup of the show of Buffy, sure, she is perhaps a side character in her own mind, as in everybody's individual mind on this earth. By default, we are our main character. You know, we are experiencing life through our own eyes. And that's valid and fair, and I think Willow is just judging her life that way and wants to be as valuable as I think she saw herself being when she made that decision last season to actually, no, I'll stay. Not for you, Buffy, but for the cause. I wanna be in this fight against the, you know, the creepies, the crawlies on the Hellmouth. And I think here we see that she is questioning whether that was the right choice, you know. And I'm not saying that it wasn't, but just that I think in herself, that's a fear. I think it's a deep fear in her. I mean, again, I talk about it later, you know, and the house amplifying these fears in them. You know, this is at the end of the episode, actually, I do talk about how this was perhaps maybe sorry, spoilers, was a bit of a lackluster episode. It was fine, it was good, I enjoyed it, but it was a bit of a lackluster episode. And actually, it does show you a lot. It does show you a lot about each individual character, where their fear lies. And actually, out of all of them, I think Willow's the most interesting in how much it shows us. Because I think everyone else is kind of obvious to a certain extent. But I think the little tell at the beginning with Caesar Brutus stabbing, everyone not really responding. I think there's also that thing of like Willow kind of wants encouragement. I think they're all being fair by being like, be careful, just, you know, stop, just hang, you know, but she doesn't take that well because she is so aggressive in this need, this want to prove herself, because she needs to prove to herself that this was the right choice, that she made the right decision, you know, and there's some insecurity in that, right? Very human insecurity, and it's interesting. I think that it's kind of coming to the surface in this episode, and I do wonder whether we're going to get something down the line in this season where, I don't know, that gets verbalized and we deal with that a little bit more. But I think this is the first time since that decision she made in season 3 where it actually does, it's quite subtle at this point, does kind of come up as an issue and something that I think she is going to have to deal with. And I mean, you know, is the, you know, the argument that they both had, is there, you know, something that would be really interesting is if there's a vying almost between Willow and Buffy for the main character. I really, sorry, I just thought about that right now, but I kind of want that to be the case, because you could kind of make Willow not the big bad. I feel like that maybe that's a stretch, but an adversary. You know, maybe she delves into forces that she's not supposed to. And maybe what I'm talking about manifests itself in, yeah, like I say, her striving, her wanting this kind of almost main character-ness that she saw for herself when she made that decision. Maybe she reaches too far. Maybe that's inklings of what we're seeing in this episode here. Yeah, anyway, speculation on that bit. But super interesting, I think, for what actually the episode does show us in regard to Willow, where she's at. Because we haven't really seen a lot of her this season so far. And really interesting. No! Oh. Wait, doesn't that make her a werewolf? Or does it have to be a bite or what? Well, I guess maybe it's not like a full turn, like a genuine werewolf turn. I don't know.
That no one else can see me.
I can see you. Beautiful. You are not the one that anyone wants to see them, mate.
You're not gonna change. You're not gonna change.
You're not going to change, you're not going to change. Riling against change, right? Again, this kind of regularly recurring kind of theme, isn't it? You know, this season of change. And yeah, what is the monster of the week? It is everyone's changing, everyone's changed. And it's that thing, isn't it, as well? Like, I'm thinking back to Buffy's conversation with her mom, and them talking about, you know, Buffy being like, I'm kind of feeling like I want to close off all this stuff. Her mom, you know, Joy kind of coming in and giving her really lovely, sage advice, you know, from her own experience too. And it is this thing of, you know, setback upon setback upon setback. Yeah, the temptation, the natural kind of feeling that you kind of get sometimes is, I want to close off, I want to just stop. I don't want to change. You know, I don't want to keep changing. I don't want to embrace what's happening to me right now. I don't want to embrace it and move forward and move on. I'm going to close off and never move again, you know. And it does seem to be an episode that is kind of injected with this idea of change, literally, but also, you know, dealing with that, I think, in our characters. I think Willow as well, and the magic, and she's feeling a little bit stifled, and, you know, it's personal with her. It's an insecurity too. She's coming up against this wall, but she wants to succeed, wants to grow, but can't seem to. Has her support system in Oz and Buffy, her friends coming in and saying, you know, cautioning her because they love her and they don't want her to get hurt. It's not coming from a place of you can't do it. It's coming from a place of be careful, you know. But she's reading that and she's almost, you know, at the other end of the spectrum to Buffy. Buffy is almost like, I don't want to ever change anymore. I want to just close up and never, you know, get hurt and never open myself up to that again. And Willow at this end of the spectrum is kind of like, no, I want to aggressively, I need to force this change. I need to change. I want to change. And she almost wants it too much, to the point that she's being rash, and actually she might hurt herself, she might hurt other people. In this house, she was charging ahead of Oz and going up the stairs and like, yeah, I can do it. You know, Buffy comes, you know, they have that conversation, and yeah, these two ends of the spectrum come into loggerheads because they both want different things, right? Yes, the way that is logistically, you know, happening in the show, coming in, you know, the argument of I am the Slayer, go. Also that power play coming in and, you know, I am the leader, you are blah, blah, blah. And I guess Willow, yeah, coming to this place of she kind of is or has been or is perceived to be the sidekick and just the side character or the friend or whatever. And she wants to almost be, I mean, you know, fair enough. She wants to be powerful in her own right. She made the decision to be here and she didn't sign up to be underling of the Slayer. She wants to be whatever she wants to be, right? Which I think is fair too, and that's her journey too. But it's interesting that the conflict that we get between her and Buffy, Willow and Buffy, and I think, you know, in that kind of talking point, that theme of change, they are at, like I say, other ends, each ends of the spectrum, and they both kind of need to come back to the middle a little bit, you know. Buffy, like I say, I think I was talking about it last episode, but with the Parker thing, it's that thing of you just got to move forward. And yeah, sure, try again and whatever, but maybe be a bit more guarded than you were that first time. But it doesn't mean stop completely, keep going, even though sometimes it feels like you want to, or it'll be easier to, or less painful to close yourself off. I get it, you know. I've been there too. Willow pushing ahead, driving ahead to the point that people might get hurt, she might get hurt. She needs to bring it back a little bit, you know. It's okay to want to change and move forward and get to more and be more, but not to force that change before you're ready. Is that all you brought, mate? Because how many bolts have you got?
I beseech thee, bring the light.
I have a feeling, because of the way that this is going, she's going to go too far and be overconfident and do something and make it worse, maybe.
Even if I get them, we still have to find a way out of the house.
Uh-oh.
Stop!
Yeah.
Stop it!
You weren't ready, mate.
Help me on!
Man, what a mess, eh? And look, you know, I'm talking about Buffy being the leader and doing all this, you know, I've talked about it a lot. But actually, you know, she has someone in Willow and her friends who do want to take the load, share the load a little bit. And actually, for the life that she wants and being able to perhaps focus, you know, she's falling behind on her, you know, university college stuff. Her work. Yeah, it's the Parker thing, sure, but she's also got the Slayer thing going on. And, you know, look, if you've got people there to help you, let them help you. She's closing everyone off. You know, she isn't just closing herself off to Love and Parker and boys or whatever. She's closing herself off to her friends because she's not letting them help. And they've all at this point chosen to be here and be by her side and help her in this struggle, this Slayer world, the supernatural world. More so than they did in high school as kids. They, as adults, as young adults, chose to stick with her and be part of this fight. There's an extra layer to that decision on Willow, Xander and Oz's parts. And like I say, Willow, this end, Buffy, this end, Buffy needs to come to the middle a little bit. She's closing herself off from everyone, everything. And actually maybe the Parker thing and closing herself off in this way is going to show her that she's been closing herself off in other ways too. And she's not deigning them the autonomy that they have chosen to take for themselves in choosing to still be here. You know, by rejecting them, Buffy, by rejecting them and saying, go, run away, I've got this, is doing a disservice to them and their decision at this point, I think. And like I say, it would help Buffy, and she as a leader needs to learn to let them in and delegate a little bit more and not do everything by herself, because that is a recipe that is going to mean that she can't live her life and balance in the way that I've been talking about, right? This balance that I feel like she is or has to be striving for this season in the new dynamic. And fear itself, fear is at the root of all of this. Buffy, I think more obviously so. Willow, fear in perhaps feeling like she's obsolete, that her decision was the wrong one to do what she did and stay here, right, and be in this supernatural world and be something in that world and take that fight for herself. She decided to do that, and there is a fear, I think, in her of not being able to do that, or not being able to do that to the degree that she wants to. Fear is rooted in both of them, and yeah, change is a scary thing, and I think perhaps she's almost overcompensating because of that fear. She's so scared of not being able to do it, she's throwing herself at it unwisely. So I think it's fine to have confidence. It's good to have confidence. I think she's being a tad arrogant in the way that she's going about it, but it's all driven by that fear, I think. Oh God, hi.
Open your heart to someone and you're not alone.
High five. This is why I die. Yeah, he's talking about being alone. That fear of being alone. You're not anymore. That fear almost, rising out of the ground to take hold of her. Manifestation of like, yeah, you're not alone. And isn't that painful? Isn't there so much fear in that for you now? Because of Parker. What? I love this new Giles. It's great.
No matter how hard you fight, you just end up in the same place.
No matter how hard you fight to get to a place where you're feeling okay. A boy like Parker comes along and does the exact same thing that Angel did.
See why you bother.
Yeah. This house is preying on their fears, isn't it? Same with Oz. Changing and hurting somebody. Willow conjuring something and failing. It going wrong, right? I think this house is about conquering your fear, isn't it?
Please.
We're all terrified.
Us?
Ah.
Get him off me! Get him off!
Yeah.
Get him off!
And Xander, invisible. He's afraid of not being seen, of going unnoticed by his friends because he's being left out of everything. Of course, yeah. He feels invisible. That's what he's scared of. Being that way to his friends. Being left out.
I'd offer my opinion, but you jerks aren't gonna hear it anyway. Not that didn't go to college boys or anything important to say.
There we go, yeah.
You can see me?
The house separated us, like it wanted to scare us.
Mm-hmm.
We got away.
No.
Not yet.
We were brought here. Why?
It's feeding on your fear?
I saw them painting that. They were copying out of...
Yeah.
Gagner, it feeds on fear.
There we go. Okay.
We're feeding it. We need to stop.
If we close our eyes...
Amazing. Hi.
Hey everyone, it's Giles. With a chainsaw.
What an entrance.
Gagnar, of course.
I don't want to fight that.
Can be shut down in one of two ways. Destroying the mark of Gagnar.
Wait. What a way to do it, eh?
Is not one of them, and will in fact immediately bring forth the fear demon itself.
Could you not have said something a little quicker? Giles, you saw her walk over there. That's kind of on you, mate. Oh. Hello, sir. Amazing.
I am the Dark Lord. Yeah.
Gonna step on him. Amazing. Wow. I mean, look, very silly, very goofy, cool stuff. But I do think it's going to this kind of, at least to me, going to this message of actually fear, when you really think about it, isn't anything to be scared of. All of your individual fears, whatever they are, they can all be conquered. The way to defeat them is to make them small, because I think fear can grow and grow and grow to the point that it overwhelms you. And the key to defeating it is, in whatever way you can, and that looks different to different people, is to go through processes or do whatever you need to do to lessen that weight, right? Conquer that fear, make it smaller so that you can deal with it, right? That fear is always going to be there, but the way to actually overcome it is to get it to a place where it's just in the background. It's just, small. I think that's at least what that is meant to represent. At least that's what it speaks to me. And it's a way to just quickly, wrap up the episode, I suppose. Maybe they ran out of time. Very kind of goofy after the episode that we got that is kind of scary in places, actually. Like, genuinely just a little creepy. It seems like a bit of a cheap ending, but I feel like the ending was going towards this wider theme of, fear and the message that is kind of trying to communicate as a result of that, right? With a bit of time, with a bit of perspective, you can kind of reassess, reevaluate, and actually that thing that seems so horrible, so huge, actually isn't. And it's something that you can handle and metaphorically step on to move forward, move on, and live your life.
There's no problem that cannot be solved by chocolate.
This is what I mean.
That's your scary costume.
Why not?
Bunny's frightened me.
Oh.
What's the matter?
Inscription.
Huh?
What's it say?
Actual size.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say on that one, to be honest. Fun episode. Cool episode. I do think there was perhaps a little bit less to this one than usual. Look, you can't have banger after banger after banger. It's not bad, but sorry, I'm comparing it against, episodes that are genuinely like really, really, really good, so anything less than those is going to come across a little bit less impressive. I'm not trying to say it was bad, it was fun, it was good, but it had kind of the ring of, I suppose, like the monster of the week that I feel like perhaps we were seeing in season 1 a little bit, you know what I mean? Still fun, still good, still a good time. And, look, I'm 4 seasons into this show now. I know these characters. I'm familiar with the people, the show, the dynamic, everything going on. It's at the point where, you're watching a show and you're comfortable and you're having a good time regardless of what they're doing. You know what I mean? And whatever is happening in the episode. And there was still something there, I think, with the whole change thing and fear as well, and the fear of change, right? And I think it was all important as to the process that, the characters are going on, and it plants the seed of like Willow and where she wants to go, which is interesting. The danger of that. Are we going to have some danger with her and her kind of witchy abilities? We'll see. And her kind of brash moving forward in that world. So sorry, I am just talking, I suppose, from more, I don't know, critical perspective, and kind of not comparing it, but with the, past episodes in mind. That's all. And just, I guess, compared to them, it's maybe a little bit less on the, the scoreboard, let's say. But still a good time, still a fun time, fun episode, Halloween episode. It is what it is. That was it. Fear Itself, season 4, episode 4. Thank you so much for watching. That was Slayer Saturdays, and I hope you're having a great weekend. If this was your first video of mine and you're not subscribed already, please do consider doing that down below. Like the video, comment, leave a comment, all that stuff. It helps me out, helps the channel out. Quick, easy, free way to support me if you are so inclined. There are some links down below for my gaming channel. Do Alien Isolation. I am at the moment. Early access is also down there for patrons, YouTube members. If you are hankering for the next one, thank you as always to my patrons, my YouTube members, for supporting me. Genuinely thank you for your support. But that's it for this week. Next week will be Angel, so make sure to tune in for that. But I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and until next time, see ya.